Hey guys, Akil here. If you frequent the podcast, and you know that a common theme to success is productivity and efficiency. And that's exactly why I chose Spotify for podcasters. Not only can I schedule, edit, and monetize from a single place, but I can also record from my phone, just in case one of those random ideas pops into my head and I got to get it out before I forget about it. Spotify for podcasters also helps me take the conversation to you guys, the fans, by allowing me to do video, share polls, and ask questions, which is, well, what keeps the show rolling. So if you're looking for the easiest way to streamline the podcasting process and maybe, put a few extra bucks in your pocket at the end of each month, check out Spotify for podcasters. I use it. I love it. I recommend it. Hey guys, Akil Stokes here. Welcome back to another episode of the Trading Coach Podcast, coming your way 5 times a week. Yeah, that's right. Monday through Friday on your favorite podcasting app. If you're listening over on Spotify, every once in a while I do a video version as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. In today's episode, we're going to talk about developing the will to win. And no, I'm not talking about winning in the markets. I'm talking about winning in real life. What specifically? Well, winning at anything. And I went to the barbershop this morning, right? And I know before you get the jokes out, I know, Akil, you have the baldness of the head. You're lacking up there. So, what are you going to a barber for? Well, you know what they say. What I lack up here, I have down there, if you know what I'm saying, right? I've got a beard. Yeah, and the beard's got to be shaped up. But more importantly, the barber is a good friend of mine. We've developed a very close relationship over many years. He is a fellow entrepreneur, so he's someone that I bounce a lot of business ideas off of as well. And he is essentially my psychologist, right? I don't know how barbers work in different places. I've never been to kind of like the cookie cutter type of franchise barbershops, but when you go to like a mom and pop barbershop, a kind of an old school barbershop, you develop a really good relationship with your barber. We have closed door sessions where we can just talk about a lot of different things that I can't talk about with other people. And as you know, in trading, we deal with a lot of stress. Every prop firm or every legitimate prop firm that I know of has a trading psychologist on staff, meaning there is someone there that their traders are required to meet with. That way they can unload and get rid of the different stresses in life, because in most cases, it's those stresses in life that are affecting their trading, right? We talk about the trading and life balance, and one may think that you have trading over here on your left, you may have life over there on your right. Fact of the matter is, they're all combined, right? What's happening in your life affects your trading. What's happening in your trading affects your life. If you think I'm lying, try it out. Trust me, you get enough experience in the market, you'll see. So there has to be that disconnect, and sometimes kind of venting and just getting it out there, just like in any other aspect of life. It is very positive for you kind of to reset and start with a fresh agenda. So I try to do that on a regular basis as well. But we were talking today about the conversation started about mental health, and it started about mental health and kind of discussing the idea of whether mental health issues have gotten more extreme or whether we're becoming more knowledgeable about them, and they were around the whole time. And of course, like every psychologist does, we deep dived, and he talked about, I've got mom issues, he's got family issues, and we started kind of analyzing and diagnosing ourselves with why we are the way we are. And in general, we are both very tough-minded individuals. We are winners. My good friend and my first trading mentor, Jason Stapleton, always told me this story of someone he met while he was stationed out in Afghanistan, where he just said, hey, winners win. And despite the world burning down and everything that's going around, going on around you, if you are a winner, you will find a way to win. And I have that very same mindset. Mine doesn't come from the military. I am not built for that, I can tell you that. But mine comes from years and years and years of sports initially, where, you're put in different situations where you have to find a way to win, whether it's winning the game or winning your spot when someone else is trying to take it for you, or whether it's fighting for your life. I played football, so as a 5'11", 165 kind of twig with these big 250-pound Neanderthals chasing you down, you got to find a way to make it work. And then, of course, as I grew up in life, you find those situations in other aspects as well. More specifically, starting a business, because starting a business is extremely hard. Well, starting a business is easy. Not going broke in the first couple of months and weeks and years, that is extremely hard. And it made me think of the idea. So what does it take to be a winner? What does it take to be mentally tough? Because in these conversations, we were kind of picking out a few of our friends and saying, hey, which of these friends are mentally tough and which ones aren't? And what's interesting is that we have friends, right, that we name that come from the worst of the worst situations, right? I have my best friend, one of the best men at my wedding, comes from, and there's always situations that are worse, but comes from a really bad situation, really bad home where he was basically forced to work 40 hours a week and give up his dreams on everything from like the age of like 15. Mom was stealing money, mom passed, there's, people dying, like bad area, like just everything that you would think would crush someone and make them quote unquote mentally fragile. I feel a little bit uncomfortable using that word mentally fragile, but I hope you guys know what I mean by it and I hope you're not offended by it. But, someone that should have a lot of trauma, a lot of darkness and maybe perhaps these issues that have never been kind of dealt with and struggles. Then on the other hand, we spoke about a few other people that we knew that came from, much better situations and they're struggling right now. And it made us think about it for a second where, okay, a traumatic life doesn't necessarily make you mentally weaker. A great life doesn't necessarily make you mentally tougher. Maybe it's the opposite. Now, I don't have a degree in any of this, right, at all. So, someone much smarter than me probably has the answers. But I think the will to win, I don't think it's genetic. It's not something that you're born with. We don't come out the womb like, I'm a winner, yeah, right? We're all losers at first, or maybe we're all winners maybe. I don't know how everyone look at it. But I think it is something that is developed throughout your life based on the situations that you're in, how you handle those situations, and of course the people around you, right? I don't know if they make these anymore, but when I was younger, I used to read these choose your own adventure books. They were awesome. I love it, right? You read the book, then you're like you're on a plane and you have two choices. You jump out the back with a parachute, or you go into the cockpit, wrestle the pilot, and blah 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 blah. And you get to choose which one you do, and then it says if you chose this section, right, go to page 56, and you go over to page 56 and you read it, and then you kind of how the outcome of the book goes based on your decision. They actually have some cartoons like that I saw for the kids, but I really enjoyed those, and I do believe in that part of life as well. Similar to like the butterfly effect, where it's like, come on, one small decision or change here dramatically shifts your trajectory for the rest of your life. And I think that for me personally, because this is the only person I can speak for, what has geared me to this mindset where it's like, I'm always going to win no matter what. I can have the back against the wall. The world could be burning down. My half my body could be descending into hell, and I'm just going to find a way to win as long as I have one finger that moves, right? I think that is built from two things. One, years and years of sports, right? Which is what I mentioned earlier. And two, being extremely stubborn, taking risk, being in situations, trying to figure out, Akil, why the hell did you put yourself in this situation? And then working my arse off to get out of those situations, right? And I think the years of doing that where it's tough at first, but every time you get one of those small wins, just like trading, right? Every time you do something in the market or see something in the market, you learn from it. You get a clue, a piece of the puzzle, and you stash that piece of the puzzle away, and then you use that piece of the puzzle next time you get into danger, and then like eventually, if you're doing things the right way, you put all these pieces of the puzzle together and it forms something that is incredible. So if you're someone out there that maybe lacks the confidence and you're not sure if you have this kind of this killer mindset where it's win at all costs, I'm going to figure out, what you have to do is you have to put yourself into a situation where you're probably going to fail. You literally have to figure it out. You have to jump in the figurative pool, right, without any floaties on, and you've got to figure out a way to get to the end, right? Funny story, I did that once with my kid. Probably not so funny for my wife, but my kid was at a birthday party once, and this is just my style of parenting as well. My kid was at a birthday party. He was squirting some kids with a water gun in their face. They were getting mad. So you know what it is. I'm like, these kids, these older boys are going to get you. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. And I saw it. I'm like, these kids are going to push my kid in the pool. And my kid does not like water. He doesn't know how to swim, or he thinks he doesn't know how to swim. He does not like water. So he's playing with fire, squirting these older boys in the face, and then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there just watching, sipping like a little martini or something. Probably not a martini, probably like an apple juice out of a box. I'm trying to be fancy trader guy. I'm not swirling a martini. I'm drinking a juice box. You got me. But they come and they push my kid into the pool. So I just watch, right? So he's in there. He has this panic shock look, and he's just looking around like, someone save me. And he looks at me, and I'm just watching him like, so you gonna save yourself or drown? Right? And please don't report me to child services or anything like that. But this is a chance that he has to figure it out, right? And of course, if he went underwater, I would have jumped in and saved him, right? But he was at a choice where there was urgency. It was a do or die situation. For him, it was probably life or death. He had to figure it out. And his natural reactions, instincts took over, and he doggy paddled himself to the side and was safe. And I helped him out the pool, whatever like that. Said I was proud of him. But the fact is, he put himself in a situation that he was very uncomfortable with. He put himself in a situation that if you would have asked him beforehand, how would you have handled it? He probably wouldn't have had an answer. He put himself in a situation and found his way out of it. And that's one of the most valuable learning experiences he can have. I got another one where he got lost outside the house and found his way back home, right? I do all these weird experiences with my kids. Again, please don't report me. I promise this is good parenting. And please don't tell my wife either. But the fact is, the next time that he faces a situation like that, he now knows what to do to escape that situation. He also knows not to panic, because he's been in a very bad situation before and he found a way out of it. So if you put yourselves in situations where you test your limits, I'm not saying jump into the ocean, don't do anything dumb like that, but put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable and start dipping a toe in, right? Don't go right away to the extreme, but put yourself in a situation where you're a little uncomfortable. Put yourself in a situation where you're a little bit more uncomfortable. A good one is this, right? I hate public speaking, I hate networking, I hate talking, but I'm trying to get better with it. So for me, something that allowed me to dip my toe into it was just, if we're at a gathering, a get together, a networking event, I'm just going to go and involve myself in the conversation, right? And it started off by just going over and saying, hi, my name's Akil. Nice to meet you. Like just that. Then it started off by just, instead of listening and being in the background, jumping in and lending an opinion. And eventually I got more comfortable, overcame that fear to the fact is, to the point where I'm very comfortable. I still don't want to do it necessarily, but I'm very comfortable speaking in public and involving in conversations. So find something that you're a little bit uncomfortable with and figure it out. And then find the next thing and figure it out. And then find the next thing and figure it out. And you do this over and over again. It's not a quick fix. It doesn't happen once, but it goes over time. And you start developing this confidence that, hey, I know what this situation is. I know that I'm going to find a way to figure it out. And that's the winning mindset. The winning mindset isn't knowing all the answers. It's knowing that, hey, when it comes down to it, I'm going to find the answers. If you're struggling to find the answers for why your trading isn't where you want it to be, check out our website, www.tier1trading.com. We have a great community of traders, both experienced and new, that you can share stories with and bounce ideas off of. You also get coaching and mentorship by both myself and Jason Greystone. So I recommend starting with the 14-day risk-free trial membership. Get in some live sessions, take some training, download some software, all for 14 days risk-free. No sneaky auto bill or anything like that. www.tier1trading.com, and I'll see you guys over there.